Mario Kart World has only been out for a few days, but I've already come up with my verdict here on this game. After playing for about 10 hours, I am in firm belief that this game is a masterpiece. And I may not know it fully yet, and this is not a review by any means, but my first impressions of this game are overwhelmingly positive. I believe that this is a great system seller for the Switch 2, and I'm going to give you some reasons why. First and foremost, the single player. It is absolutely packed with things for you to do. You've got a Grand Prix mode, you've got a Knockout Tour mode, you've got Time Trials versus Battle, and of course, the free roam, which was advertised and integrates perfectly into Mario Kart World. It is a beautiful, beautiful mode, and I love the map that Nintendo has made here. In fact, all of the tracks are different now because they correlate around this open world mode here, the free roam. And basically what you have to do is every single track is connected in some way, including like you go from the snow biome to a forest to the desert to an island to a volcano. There is so much in this game to explore, and I genuinely cannot get enough of it. The single player is top notch when it comes to this. There's a mission mode which people have been asking for so long, and Nintendo finally listened in the form of an open world Mario Kart game. And I would ask you this: if you don't like the open world in Mario Kart World, then why have people been asking for it for so long? Don't tell me that you're playing Mario Kart DS and you wouldn't have killed for something like that as a kid. And now it finally exists, and they did it perfectly. It is a huge game, and we should probably also talk about the core gameplay, the races itself, and they all tie in to this world right here in Mario Kart World, obviously, and each track is connected by one. So, for example, you've got a track like Toad's Factory, very beloved, one that people have been wanting to return for years now, ever since Mario Kart Wii. This one hasn't been here for so long, and when you actually get to play it, it's not noticeable until later on, because you don't just do 3 laps on the same track anymore. You go through a whole world. Like, you travel from Choco Mountain all the way to Toad's Factory, and it's just a wonderful experience. Even the online matchmaking has gone this route, where you pick a track and you go from the one that you previously played to that one. And there are only a few tracks in this game that do 3 laps, and it doesn't really matter that much, but I wish those ones were connected to other ones, because if you're gonna make a gameplay mechanic all around, traveling from each track or from one track to another, you should probably have it be consistent with all of them, but it really isn't that noticeable because the majority of these tracks are connected from one another. In fact, the gameplay you're watching is ever-changing. It's not just one consistent game. It's not one consistent track. It's all over the place. It's genuinely, there's so much for you to learn, so much for you to do, and that makes the gameplay that much more interesting because you're consistently doing new things. There are endless possibilities for you to do in this game, and that isn't the case with a game like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which we had played those tracks for 10 plus years, and this game right here, it's like a new world, bro. It's genuinely a completely different game. Don't listen to people that say that it's the same. It is not. Trust me, I've been playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and even games before that have been relatively close. Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 are relatively the same game when it comes to the core gameplay mechanics. Mario Kart World throws that out the window. It adds 12 extra racers for a total of 24, which you might think might create some like chaotic mess, but the tracks are so well spaced out to the point where things don't feel unfair. The items you would think are unbalanced. Nintendo has struck a gold mine when it comes to this. They genuinely have found the perfect balance when it comes to Mario Kart World and how to properly integrate 24 racers onto one screen. It works beautifully, and trust me, it works absolutely perfect. In fact, the game that I'm playing right now, the Knockout Tour, which we will get to, do not worry. It is absolutely insane. It's balanced. Everyone is well spaced because the tracks are so huge. Because again, it's an open world. Nintendo has integrated an open world into the game and connected all of these tracks, and it works absolutely flawlessly. And you'll need to play the game in order to fully understand what I'm talking about. But it genuinely works so well. It is genuinely night and day from Mario Kart World, or from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to Mario Kart World, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had, you did 3 laps and that's it, and then you just go to the next track for the Grand Prix. But for Mario Kart World, you travel in between tracks, which I initially was concerned about because I was like, yeah, this is going to be a little boring trying to go from track to track. It's not. It genuinely isn't. Like, you're traveling from, there's so much, like, exploration. There's so much to do. There's so much to this game. And the main mode, the best mode in, I believe, any Mario Kart game is Knockout Tour. It is genuinely, and I mean it with every fiber in my being, Knockout Tour is one of the most fun modes I have ever played in any game, ever. And basically the objective is you essentially have to finish in a place, like there's 6 laps in a race, and you have to finish in a specific place to continue racing. So let's say that you are in 24th place, and in the bottom right it says be 20th or better. If you come in 21st, you are no longer in. You are out of the game. You do not get to continue playing. And that might sound like it sucks, but it doesn't. It genuinely, it stretches for, I think each game is roughly, I think if you make it to the end, it's about like 8 minutes or so per game. And I mean, I've never made it that far online, but you're traversing so much different land, and it's hard to strategize this stuff. But driving through a huge open world, like I just completed a huge shortcut in that, as you just saw, and it genuinely just went so well. There's so much to explore, there's so much to learn, and I feel like that adds a kind of a unique charm to Mario Kart World. And this is unlike any Mario Kart game I've ever played, and probably ever will play. There's genuinely, I don't know how this would have fit on a Switch cartridge. This game was initially going to be a Nintendo Switch 1 game. I'm so glad they delayed it to the Switch 2 because it was well worth the wait. And there's still a lot I need to do. I haven't really dabbled too much in the free roam, which, by the way, if you were worried about the online mode being kind of dry, they've covered that completely with Mario Kart World. The free roam is the lobby, which is awesome. It just transfers you to the tracks that you were on. Like if you played Toad's Factory in a race, it just brings you to Toad's Factory. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful how it works. And the photo mode, even something as like just silly as a photo mode, genuinely adds so much to this game. And I mean, it's perfect for thumbnails. I don't know if I'm using it for this thumbnail, but I certainly will for other thumbnails. It just works. And I open this game not really knowing what to expect, to be completely honest with you, because Mario Kart World is such a different game compared to 8 Deluxe, but it blew me away. The first race I did, it blew me away. It continues to blow me away, and one of the big criticisms was the lack of 200cc. 150 runs perfectly fine. Honestly, it runs perfectly fine. The first few races were a little slow and the drifting was a little off. It's going to take some time to get used to that, but I mean, I've gotten used to it and I've played for less than 10 hours. So there's so much for you to learn, so much for you to explore. I didn't even know you could do tricks in a straight line now. You can do that, and there's strategy behind it because you go slower as you charge up the trick, but after you launch it, you go way faster, so you gotta learn how to strategically do it, and you also gotta learn how to drift as well, because the drifting is completely different. There's so many extra shortcuts for you to do through the tracks, because again, the game is so vast. The world is huge, to the point where you just have to explore to learn what to do. And the retro tracks are absolutely amazing. And you know what? One of the concerns I had, the biggest concern I had actually, was the item balancing. And I talked about it earlier. The items are actually, extremely well balanced. You get a whole bunch of them on the beginning, and some of the new ones are the hammers, which you just kind of get a specific amount of time to throw them, and they work pretty damn well. The only thing I don't like is the boomerang. The fire flower and the ice flower generally work the same, but it's good to have both of them because it's just a difference. The thing that I love the most are the costumes. The costumes that you can even switch in between races, bro. In between races. And it gets in the form of like food, and you eat it, you get a speed boost. So it's not really a waste of time. It genuinely, the personality, the charm, down to the bombs. When you throw up a bomb and you hit someone, it has the boom text. It looks like a cartoon, for God's sake. And it's that sort of Nintendo charm that seems to have been missing from a lot of their games recently. It comes back full force in Mario Kart World and then some. It is genuinely beautiful to see. And the remixes and music as well. Something as simple and mundane as the music is genuinely insane. It inspired me to record there was a Captain Toad remix that didn't even show up in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's just here. And Nintendo's remixed so much with this. The return of the Mega Mushroom as well. Every time you crash over someone, it makes the POW sound from Super Mario World. There's so much charm to this game, and I cannot express how much we needed this, because Nintendo's quality seems to have gone down over the past few years with ports and just lazily put together games. And wonder was a sign. Mario Kart World is the finished project. This game has so much charm. It looks stunning in 1080p. I have yet to try it in 4K, but I feel like my eyes might freaking melt when I see it in 4K. It's going to be a great experience. But that's pretty much my first thoughts on Mario Kart World. I will probably make a follow-up video at some point, and I know I'm probably going to get a few comments of people being like, you're glazing. I'm not, bro. I've been waiting for this game for 12 years, and it genuinely delivers on every single thing that I have come to expect from a Mario Kart game. And they just threw it out the window and made it this absolute masterpiece of a game. And I am genuinely so happy. It's worth every single penny. I got it for $70 Canadian because I bought the bundle, but I'm not gonna flex or anything. But yo, if you guys enjoy Mario Kart World and you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on Mario Kart World in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.